I didn't get a chance to vacate yet. I didn't get a chance quite yet.
Yeah. When did you get here?
Last night. Yes, that wasn't enough time.
No. I'm guessing you didn't even see Bones then.
No, I watched a little bit when their game was going on. It was when I was traveling, so I couldn't watch most of it at the airport. I caught it before we took off, so got to see a little bit of it.
So I've got some random ones. Do you want a mid-season tournament?
Do I want a mid-season tournament? Nah, not really. Not really. Unless the incentives is good.
Yeah. How many games should a player have to play to be MVP?
I think if you play at least 75 to the full 82, it just says a lot about that particular player to be able to do it. For that many games and to go that long into the season, the consistency it requires to just be healthy and available on a nightly basis. I think you got to play majority of it.
Paul, for that point, in terms of playing keeping the season every year, playing keeping the playoffs, how do you evolve in terms of taking care of your body and managing the stress of having to play that many games, that many minutes?
Yeah, I think you just are aware of the cool down now that it takes after the game. Icing down, getting treatment. When you're young, you don't think about it like that. After the game, straight to the showers and you're out of there. But as I've gotten older, putting the emphasis on like after the game, make sure I'm doing my checklist of everything I got to do to go to the next day.
Paul?
Yeah.
Oh, you know how WNBA has super teams now? So who would you add on your team to make a super team from the WNBA?
Man, there's so much good talent. I'm gonna go with Marina.
Okay.
Sleeper. She a scorer. She a playmaker. One of my good friends. She got game. I think she's very underrated. But we could use a little bit more point guard work, and I think she'll help us in the backcourt.
Paul, what do you think of the final target score that they're using? They're using an all-star here. They're trying it out in the G League this year a bit. Would you like to see that come to the NBA someday?
As
like in real games, so that to take away fouling at the end of games.
Nah.
Why not? Tradition or some other reason?
I think it's just tradition. You play whoever has the highest score wins. Not necessarily going to a target. You know what I mean? But I think you play the game. Whoever has the highest points, they win the game.
Especially after all the moves last week, do you feel like the league, in particular the West, is a little more wide open than we typically see?
In the West, no. The West has always been pretty, competitive from top to bottom. I think it's getting, even that much more competitive. You see the young teams are starting to come up, and veteran teams are just adding pieces, And so I think you're getting a good blend of both, from a veteran group to the young groups that are coming up, that are being competitive now. And so, I think that's what you're finding out in the West right now. What up, MVP? What up, Week? Team captain, who I'm picking first? Damn. I'm going to go Giannis. Yes, sir. Good to see you, champ.
Paul, I know you mentioned that you wanted to play in the Olympics in 2024. I'm guessing you would pick the United States to win that, but who would be the biggest competition in Paris?
Well, if Victor, I don't want to butcher his last name. Yeah, if he's eligible to play, you got to give France. They got so much talent and skill over there. Obviously, Serbia, Croatia, they're loaded with talent. So it'll be tough. But yeah, I think we got enough to compete and go over there and win it. So we'll see when that time comes.
I know you're playing at home. What city is your favorite road city?
Other than LA, road city, probably Dallas. Probably Dallas. I enjoy being in Dallas. Got family there. Weather's usually nice. Good restaurants. I'm a big fan of Dallas.
PG, is there something about LeBron was already established by the time he got in the league? Was there something that you had to see in person on the court as a competitor to fully kind of understand what he was able to do, or what he is able to do?
With LeBron being the leading scorer?
No, just in general. Like when you first played against him, was there something you had to like see to believe, I guess, or something?
I mean, it wasn't nothing that he had to prove to me, like as far as what I was going to get out of that competition against him. You know, whatever the hype is true. You know, we talk about a guy that's with his build, that size, fly down the court, jump out the gym, and one of the best brains in the league that we've seen. You know, it was just a full package, and I think it was just on display the second you saw him up close. Just his brilliance on the court.
Obviously, his game has changed over these 20 years, but have you seen like dramatic decline in athleticism or any of that stuff, or are you pretty amazed that he's able to still?
Yeah, I think there's moments throughout, you know, the latter part of his career where you think to yourself like, young Bron probably would have dunked the mess out of that. But you know, when you think of, you know, year 30 or him being 38 years old, year 20, the athleticism that he still has, you know, everybody at some point loses it. But I think, you know, he's definitely lost a step. But he's so gifted that, you know, it doesn't seem, you know, that far that he's missed or he's lost.
Who's the best trash talker in the Clippers?
The best who?
Trash talker.
On the Clippers, best trash talker.
You're gonna include yourself.
I'm not really a trash talker.
Definitely not Kawhi, right?
I don't know. We don't really got too many trash talkers. Not too many trash talkers on my team.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fresh trade, so...
Best who? Fit
game.
game. T-Man. I'm going to go T-Man.
I wouldn't call it trouble.
T-Man swag.
We dealt with some ups and downs throughout live games.
Start my video game, start or bench my phone and cut my laptop.
We're living it out.
What's up, young?
In front of you guys. So,
Good.
for me, I just have
Yes,
to
sir. I'm gonna have to go with Young Cat, man. Young Cat. I'm gonna have to go with Trey. I think Trey got it, gonna hold it down. What you got for us? You got some shit up your sleeve? All right. I'm excited to watch you, bro. For sure. He got one more. I'm West Coast. I gotta go Kendrick. Absolutely.
Who's the last guy on the Clippers that you will let babysit your kids?
Last guy to babysit the kids.
I wouldn't trust him at all.
Sounds easier said than done.
I'm gonna have to go.
All the people I met throughout the entire organization.
That's a good one.
I have no regrets.
Gotta pick one dude.
One dude. I'm gonna go with just our young fella. You know, I'm gonna go Brandon Boston just because he young. He busy little fella, so I'm gonna have to go Brandon.
Never trust Boston.
I trust him. But with my kids, he a kid himself, so you know what I mean. He just the youngest on the team, so I'm gonna go Brandon.
What's the most memorable bucket of your career?
Most memorable bucket.
Definitely wasn't sure.
I have to say probably the floater. Probably the floater over Gobert when I was back in OKC. That was kind of an iconic moment.
My work career and all the pickup games that I
one of the
played
best seasons I had.
who I am today.
Outside of the Clippers, in the NBA, who do you feel is the best trash talker in the
It's New
league?
Jersey, but
Outside of the
it's been a
Clippers,
large part of my time. That really gave me that chip on my shoulder.
Pat Bev undefeated when he's trash talking.
When besides yourself, of course, what player in the league do you most want to see win a ring?
I'm used to that East Coast.
Outside of myself,
And who is most important? We just
Probably
gotta
Russ.
respect that way.
Russ. I think
East Coast, and we take pride in it.
you know, just as much as he's been through, as much, you know, they paint the picture of him. He is absolutely one of the best dudes, one of the best people in the league, and you know, it'd be nice to see him get decorated.
PG, when you talk about buckets, your most memorable buckets, you don't do you include dunks? I mean, the Birdman one has to be up there, right?
No, absolutely. Birdman dunk is up there. It's up there. But I just think that play was it just goes to highlight the year that I had that year and the stuff that we went through that season. You know, the relationships I built in that team, and then just the city behind me throughout that whole 2-year span. That was just a great moment in my career.
PG, top 3 shoes hoop, man. I've been seeing you with the Kobe's in Indiana. I remember seeing you with the LeBron's. Obviously, you got your own shoes.
Top 3 shoes hoop, man. I'm gonna say my PG ones, PG 2.5s, and the Kobe. I'm gonna go to Kobe 4s.
PG ones been getting a lot of love.
Yes, sir.
PG, who's like an underrated or forgotten player you want to watch? I'm not saying we can't do it. In 2023, we have all the technology necessary.
I was big fans of like Josh Howard. I don't think people give him enough credit for the career he had in his game. He was someone that heavily influenced my game outside of like Kobe and T-Mac. He was one of my favorite players too. John Salmons was one of my favorite players. I always liked like the wings that could handle, score, create, and have size because that's who I saw myself as. So I would say those two were like, one of my 2 favorites growing up outside of, Kobe. I would watch those guys and see how they played too.
PG, I gotta ask real quick, why the hell are you a Padres fan?
Why am I a Padres fan? The Padres embraced me.
Really?
Yeah, they embraced me. They took me in.
Are they clout chasing them?
Nah, they're not clout chasing.
They genuinely embrace you?
Yeah, they embraced me. They took me in, and I did the whole oath. I'm down on the oath.
They brainwashed you?
Yeah, not brainwashed me. I like the team. I wasn't a big baseball fan going into it, so I was a free agent. They picked me up, and I'm down with them ever since.
PG, Chinese fans want to know what are the trick shots or 360 dunks or anything else that might be in the repertoire for Sunday's game?
That's my question.
I don't know. All-Star game, it just comes natural. Nothing is like kind of, you think about. You kind of just feel the vibe, and go with the flow, and it's really when the magic happens.
PG, first run in the playoffs. Should the NBA go back to best of 5?
Should the NBA go back to the best of 5 first round?
Yeah.
I would like it just because, how long the season is, how long the postseason is. I would like it because, the real battles happen later in the playoffs. And it'd be good to keep guys, keep the numbers down as far as games played to get a great, ending to the playoffs, opposed to guys getting hurt, banged up in the beginning of the playoffs. But at the same time, like a lot can happen in those extra 2 games that could be played to, find out who, what team should move on.
Should the NBA give the first 2, like the top 2 seeds in each conference, a bye in the playoffs?
No, I don't believe so. Because you might get a 1-8 upset. That is very possible of happening. 1-8 upset.
If there's some players out there that you're familiar with that could help the Clippers. There's Papev out there. There's other players. With that conversation, is that something that you guys have, or do you leave that up to the team?
As far as what?
In terms of there's some guys available. There's a spot available on the Clippers. Papev is one of those players out there. I mean, is that a conversation you would have?
No, that's up to the front office. Yeah. That's up to the front office. My focus is on the guys that are there and building the relationships and the bonds going forward, whatever part of the season that we're in. So I leave that up to the front office.
Is a player that always ends up getting voted a lot higher in All-Star voting by players and coaches. What do you think you guys see about his game that maybe everyone else is missing?
I think, it's just his consistency. He's a consistent guy. And, he's battle tested. Night in, night out. He's there.
I would love to see some.
He plays to win, plays the right way. He competes at the high level. And DeMar's a guy that's he's going to do the little bit as well. He goes and guards the best players on most occasions. So, you know, he's got huge respect across, you know, all of us. And we genuinely just love him hard. Good dude. We've known him for a while. You know, and, you know, we just love his approach and what he brings to the game.